Hi, this is John Gaeta, and this is the anatomy of a shot that we would call the truck top crash. What you're looking at here are the conceptual drawings of the truck top crash as drawn by Jeff Darrow in early 2000. The, the hilariously Darrow-esque detail level is obvious as you pan across and see just explicit, almost psychotic amounts of debris and destruction in every segment of this crash. These conceptuals were later redrawn by Steve Skroce as a sequence including more action like the save of the characters by Neo. What you're looking at here is early previs. There are a number of criteria that we're trying to work out. It's a very wide angle shot, so the speed of the camera is an issue. We have a long way to cover, and we have a lot of specific subjects that we need to show at the right composition. These two trucks are virtual replicas of two tractor trailers that Owen had designed for this chase. They were measured, digitized, photographed, and reconstructed using image-based rendering and lighting methods. Once the collision occurs, there is a merging of the two cabs, which was a purposeful design, sort of a yin-yang idea where they would fuse to become one. We wanted to make it clear that the two agents were no more. The tires that bounce off are hand animated so that they look cool and tumbly. The flame underneath was originally derivative of some pyrotechnics that Clay Pinney had done for us and eventually replaced with CG flame. We wanted to move under and through the tentacles of flame, but there was a certain difficulty with getting the shape exactly what we wanted at the exact moment that we wanted because we were simulating it. The entire freeway in both directions is a virtual version of the set that we made in Alameda. In this particular shot, all the surrounding city stuff are 3D matte paintings. Lots of details out there which are probably blurred to death in the final version. All the performances are a combination of hand animation and motion capture for the bodies, but it's all universal capture of Morpheus and the Keymaker. And some of the coolest UCAP results that we had were from these two characters. We had Lawrence in the UCAP system, and he was hilarious and very adaptive in that technique. We had a great time, actually, in his capture. He, for this shot, really had to just look like a dude that was terrified, like this was the complete end of everything. But that being said, he gave a very gestural, complex expression, really showing the incredible nuance of the human face. With these later versions, you really start seeing the amount of debris starting to stack up. You have shattering, exploding glass coming from the center. You have engine parts and pieces that are emanating out of the center. You have breaking axles and tires happening underneath. You have things pouring off the side. Lots of these ripples spew little shredded pieces of metal out with them, rivets popping along the edge here. Pop, pop, pop. Here's a better look at the spilt gas on the ground initially ignites. You know what's going to happen next. The flip side, where the explosion occurs, incorporating our tendrils or tentacles of flame, which are almost like an oil-based type of explosion where you have the black smoke, which is what we like. Lots of flaming shrapnel, things of that nature. So we're getting further into the production now, and we're starting to stick in virtual cars that are based off of cars from the chase, and starting to put in background details that help us get a sense of scale and height. There's some very good hand animation in this. My friend Cody did it with a great sensibility for the dynamics of their weight shift. We did try to motion capture some of this by having guys swinging on wires, but because the force of Neo grabbing them and then the sort of overshoot of their bodies turned out to be a really complicated thing to set up, it wound up being animated, and the sort of strength and power that Neo uses to pull them back from the brink feels pretty natural, and it's a pretty featured animation shot. And also a great look at Neo as he rises, you know, doing his thing. Here's the final shot, one of the most successful payoff moments in all of Reloaded. And that has everything to do with the way Jeff drew it in the first place. These movies in general almost killed a lot of the CG teams because Jeff Darrow drew with such a high volume detail level that anything less than more detail than anyone could imagine would be like shy of Jeff's vision of things. So we really pushed the particle systems methods to the hilt because we were just really trying to get the kitchen sink in there with the amount of pieces to be seen, which was no small task.